Welcome to Q&A, Social Security Disability Today. This program is brought to you by the Reeves Law Firm, representing you and your Social Security and disability needs. If you have a problem or questions regarding Social Security and disability, call attorney Anthony Reeves. Here's your host, attorney Anthony Reeves.
Workers' compensation. I can't tell you how often I get this, but people will ask me, I'm receiving workers' compensation. Why am I having a hard time getting Social Security disability benefits? Okay. Here's something that you need to understand about workers' compensation. Workers' compensation invariably is designed to compensate you as a result of an injury you sustained at work. Doesn't mean that you can't do anything else. It just means that because you got hurt on the job, you should be getting compensated for that injury. Just because you got that doesn't mean you should have a slam dunk for disability benefits. And I've had to tell people that. I said, a lot of times you'd be surprised. So let's say, for instance, that you had a job that was a heavy duty job. You were doing a lot of heavy lifting, pushing, pulling, but then they determined that you slipped and you fell, you hurt your back, and while you're getting workers' comp and you're going through the process, they put you on a light duty job. A job where you're sitting down, you're talking on the phone, you're sorting through paper, and you think, I'm going to apply for disability. I said, but it's fascinating. You are still at a light duty. That's work. See how tricky that can be sometimes? Here's the other thing that I'm always fascinated by. Here's the other thing. A lot of times people fail to realize that those assessments, this is the one thing I love about workers' comp, which can sometimes be a hammer to the client. In the workers' comp situation, invariably you'll see independent medical examinations. They complete a lot of these forms regarding maximum medical improvement. They literally will lay out and tell you A, B, C, D in terms of what their ability to push, pull, lift, and all that good things. Most times the doctors are specialists, so you can get a lot of great information in the file. The problem is that a lot of times that great information you get from the workers' comp doctors are not necessarily evidence that's going to help you with your Social Security case. And I know that bites, but the reality is that's the problem. And that's why a lot of times people get frustrated when they're thinking, I'm getting workers' comp benefits, why am I not getting Social Security? Because you got to keep in mind, with the workers' comp standpoint, you got two things going. They're only compensating you because of your injury that occurred while you were at work. But in the grander scheme of things, workers' comp's desire is to get you back to work. Okay? Because they want you working. They don't want to be paying you money. And so a lot of times people will come to me and they'll say, these workers' comp docs, they're in the pockets of the employer. And I'm like, I always say, but they're not in the pocket of the employer. But the reality is that the motivation is to get you back to work. They're not trying to help you keep getting more money. They're going to be very conservative, but they're also going to be aggressive in making sure. I know that kind of sounds wild, conservative and aggressive. They're giving you conservative treatment, working their way up progressively. But the reality in the grander scheme of things is the focus of workers' comp is different from Social Security. Workers' comp, they have a desire to get you back to work. Social Security, you're basically trying to tell the government that you can't work. Totally different programs. So don't allow yourself to be caught up into this haze of thinking that if you're getting workers' comp benefits, there should be no reason why you shouldn't get Social Security. Remember, a lot of times those forms, they're giving assessments about what you can and can't do, and sometimes those assessments are harmful to you from a Social Security standpoint.